Hey everybody, Pass Plays PVTV. Well, I just want to go ahead and do a quick version of checking paperwork before you buy a vehicle in Mexico. Here in Mexico, there are no titles. It's not like Canada where you have a new registration every year. Here in Mexico, the title or ownership document is what they call the factura. The factura is generated by the original dealership, so this is like a Toyota Venza. This Toyota Venza was sold new back in 2016, and when you go through the paperwork, you'll see the vehicle information, the buyer's information, you'll see a stamp, you'll see a little hologram, not always a hologram, but that stamp's typically something that you want to see there. And it's going to say nuevo, it's going to say nueva, it's going to say that this vehicle was sold new, or it's going to have a date which is like basically the same time that the vehicle was like 2016, it's kind of a 2016. So that's the very important thing. When you buy the car, on the back, for example, we'll see it originally was sold to some clients of ours, right? And they sold it to us. And so every time the vehicle's sold, there is a stamp from the government saying, hey, it was sold to our clients. And now here in Jalisco, it was sold to Pat. Right, and this is one that said it was actually under payments, and the payments are canceled. So the issue that we have sometimes when you go to buy a car is you'll look and you'll see multiple names or signatures here, and there's no stamp. What that means is that somebody bought the car, right? Said, okay, I'm giving you money for the car, but they never went ahead and registered it in their name. So when you take this document to certain states like Jalisco goes, okay, you've got two people before you that never bothered to register the car in the name. We're going to charge you the tax, the vehicle acquisition tax that they didn't pay. All right, so that's why you always want to go ahead and double check that paperwork. If there's going to be additional tax, you want to negotiate that out to tell the seller, say, hey, you know what, you didn't register your name, the guy before you didn't register their name, it's going to be an extra 5,000, 10,000. I mean, we see sometimes it's 20, 40,000 pesos on newer vehicles. You need to go ahead and negotiate with them because that's not fair to you. The other thing that you're going to want to see is you're going to want to see the annual registration, right? And in that case, when you have the annual registration, I'm realizing, ironically enough, I might not have paid my 2024 registration on my car yet. Right, that you have a sequence. So you go back and you see, like for example, here for Jalisco, that there's a 2023, 2022, and we go back and we have some of the other registrations back prior. So you want to go back 5 years typically. That's when most governments are checking. So right now it's 2024, so you want, it's technically 6, so you want 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So right in there, you know, so sometimes they want 6. Anyways, as far back as you can go, you want to verify, but at least the last 5 years. And that's how you go ahead and check the paperwork. On occasion, you will come across a vehicle where you will see what they call a refacturación, which means a used car. You need that, for example, in this one, this is for a Honda CR-V. It's a photocopy of the original where it says new, nueva, right? And then the car was sold by the owner to a used car lot, and then the used car lot went ahead and generated a factura refacturación, used vehicle factura to our client, and then the client went ahead and sold it to us, and we got registered in our name on the back right there. So with that, you want to check, as mentioned before in other videos, make sure there's a sequence that it goes, you know, from the dealership that sold it to the first owner to the next owner to the next owner with stamps, or if they're using the secondary used facturas, that you verify that there's a sequence that it goes from, like for this case, select car to our client to us. What will happen sometimes, and this especially now in Nayarit, what you have to watch out for, is that you'll have a guy that knows a guy, and they'll get a random guy to generate the required factura for Nayarit into your name. But this person was never the owner of the vehicle. It's just they're doing a little magic right there. It's a legal document, but the problem is that that document, when the state of Nayarit does an audit and they see that this guy has generated 50, 100, 200 used car facturas, and he's just a regular, registered as a regular tax guy, that's when they'll go ahead and block that. And now you have a vehicle that does not have a valid ownership document in your name. So it's in your name, but it's not legally yours within that. Anyways, that's a whole other mess. So we check paperwork for free at this time or for a very nominal fee. So reach out to us if you have questions. If you live in Nayarit, oftentimes I'm going to recommend that if you're a legal resident, that you register the vehicle over here in Jalisco. The reason being is that Jalisco has permanent plates. So the biggest frustration with people that live in Nayarit is that every like 3-6 years when there's a change of the government administration, they go, oh, you got to get new plates and we're going to charge you 3,000 pesos for it or more, right? So that's one thing. It's legal to drive out of state plates, you know, and then the paperwork's squeaky clean. You're not going to have any issues with, you know, like fake but not fake paperwork, anything like that. All right. So any questions, reach out to us, Pat's Place PV. Thanks for watching. Take care.